Ladies and gentlemen, just a few decades ago, stories about UFOs and aliens were often dismissed as fantasy, mere products of the imagination. However, a growing number of people believe that UFOs and aliens are real, and some even consider them a potential threat to national security. In the United States, a 2021 survey conducted by the Pew Research Center, a nonpartisan think tank based in Washington, D.C. A survey reveals that more than half of Americans believe aliens are real. They also consider the unidentified flying objects, UFOs, recorded by the U.S. military to be evidence of extraterrestrial visits to Earth. Recently, a pair of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, disc-shaped and emitting light, were sighted near an oil rig in Mexico. This is precisely the area that local rumors suggest is a secret underwater alien base. It hovered for about 10 minutes before vanishing, leaving many people without enough time to fully process what they were seeing. Only a short time earlier, right in the Ukrainian combat zone, a soldier managed to record video of an unidentified flying object, UFO, of enormous size emitting an extremely high amount of heat, far exceeding anything previously recorded. So what is the real truth behind this story? Stay tuned to find out. UFOs are unidentified flying objects that appear mysteriously in the sky, the true origin of which humanity has yet to explain. Therefore, it could be anything: a bird, a kite, a drone, or even a military reconnaissance device. However, in many cases they appear as luminous disks, flying at extremely high speeds, unlike anything that exists on Earth. Therefore, the concept of UFOs gradually became familiar and is often used to refer to spacecraft from other planets. While no one can yet confirm with certainty the existence of aliens. However, the increasing frequency of UFO sightings worldwide is steadily strengthening the belief in the real existence of aliens. Recently, the appearance of a pair of UFOs over an oil rig near Tampico, Mexico has caused a public stir. Two hovering objects appeared in front of the deck of an oil rig and were recorded by a crew member on board. This person stated that the incident occurred while the vessel was lowering the oil rig to the seabed. At that very moment, two unidentified flying objects, UFOs, suddenly appeared in the sky, directly in front of the ship's bow, leaving everyone present utterly stunned and frozen in place. Quickly use your mobile phone to block the two uninvited guests. A glowing disc, with black lights surrounding the base. Upon close observation, you will notice 10 rotating circles of light at the bottom. This is also the only detail that can be clearly seen in the photograph. The remaining UFO had a triangular shape. The only unique feature in its design is 3 glowing black buttons on the base. Beyond that, there are no other visible details. According to witness accounts, the unidentified flying objects, UFOs, hovered for approximately 10 minutes above the ship's deck before suddenly vanishing at an extremely high speed. These images were recorded in October 2023 but were only released recently. When the pad ship docked at Tampico, he suddenly realized that the local people here nurtured an incredibly strong belief in an alien secret base called Amu Park is located a few miles from the city of Tampico. The locals believe that it is the extraterrestrials who have protected them, shielding them from storms for over 5 decades. According to local accounts, this area has not been hit by a single storm since 1967. Some people believe that they themselves are sheltered and kept safe. Flying saucer over the sky of Tampico. A local witness quoted in the article reported seeing 9 unidentified flying objects, UFOs, in the sky. And it was confirmed that thousands of people had also witnessed unidentified objects appearing in the sky. In 2013, a dangerous tropical storm named Card Day was poised to make landfall on our nation's coastline, after devastating the neighboring towns and villages. But at the last moment, the weather radar showed the storm suddenly shifting course, tracing a neat curve and completely avoiding the area. Before the storm continued moving into the Gulf of Mexico, it had already caused significant damage. Driven by a fervent belief that they were protected by aliens, they named their restaurants after the Martians. And even sells a lot of stuffed animals and souvenir items inspired by the alien theme. Playa Protegida. Paz would go crazy every time he thought about the secret alien base the locals were always gossiping about. This is also the area where your ship once deployed the oil drilling platform. Based on descriptions from local residents, it is likely that the oil drilling vessel has lowered a three-legged drilling rig onto the seabed to conduct oil drilling operations, accidentally intruding upon an alien base. That is the reason why disc-shaped and triangular flying objects have appeared. What are your thoughts on these UFOs? Do you actually believe there's an alien base on the ocean floor off the coast of Mexico? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below the video. If the foreign object discovered in Mexico has the shape of a glowing flying disc, it is quite similar to many unidentified flying objects, UFOs, previously recorded. On the battlefield in Ukraine, soldiers were utterly astonished to detect a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, with an extremely powerful thermal signature, hotter than anything they had ever seen before. On February 23, 2024, Ukrainian soldiers were utterly baffled upon discovering a massive unidentified flying object, UFO, right in the middle of the intense combat zone of Donetsk. GFOU was discovered by a group of soldiers from the 406th Battalion while they were operating a reconnaissance drone in the combat area. They captured an unprecedented sight, an extremely large GFOU. The canal is approximately 400 meters long and about 100 meters high, meaning its length surpasses that of the Empress Place building in the United States. Initially, they thought it was a new Russian invention, but later realized it was just a GFOU. In the video, the soldiers appeared extremely surprised and debated among themselves about what the object was and why it remained stationary. Why doesn't it fire a missile at us? Finally, they concluded that this was indeed the GFOU and debated whether they could use drones to attack this target. You can see it has an elongated, cigar-like shape, appearing from above the horizon. According to the soldiers, at that time, it was located approximately 50 kilometers from the drone's position in the direction of Duan-Tex province. It hovered in the air in a strange way. According to Mota, despite a strong wind blowing in the same direction as the drone's flight path, the object remained completely motionless. The Ukrainian soldier stated that during his time operating in the combat zone, he had never seen an object like this before. He also stated that, with the exception of cases already identified as enemy balloons or aircraft. Surprisingly, this object is extremely hot, with its temperature being 20 to 30 degrees Celsius higher than that of other objects. GFOU was detected at 9:02 p.m. local time by the Magic 3T thermal sensor camera on a DZ brand unmanned aerial vehicle. After the UFO video was released, there was no shortage of speculation about the origin of this mysterious object. Many people speculate that this could merely be an optical illusion, or that the camera lens might refract light, creating shapes that resemble objects suspended in midair. Some proponents of the GFOU hypothesis suggest that it is highly probable that extraterrestrials are also monitoring the conflict in Ukraine. A spokesperson for DZ, a company specializing in drone manufacturing, stated that while an official explanation for the video could not be provided, the cause was likely due to a technical malfunction of the device. We received an error notification, displayed as a red bar in the upper left corner of the screen. It is evident that GFOU cases have been recorded in many parts of the world, with the United States having the highest number of cases. The world's leading economy also has an organization dedicated to researching GFOU, with the goal of transparently publicizing related issues. However, a recent report from the U.S. Department of Defense has left many people deeply disappointed. The report asserts that the U.S. government is not concealing any information about aliens or their vehicles. Meanwhile, the U.S. side also revealed its intention to conduct reverse engineering to recreate extraterrestrial spacecraft, despite not having actually obtained any physical samples. According to Secretary Lo Namgap, writer, all investigative efforts at every classification level have concluded that most sightings are of ordinary objects and phenomena, the result of misidentification. There is currently no verified evidence for claims that the U.S. government or private companies have access to or have used technology reverse engineered from extraterrestrial civilizations. This is clearly not the result we expected. There have been people who dared to come forward and accuse the U.S. government of concealing extraterrestrial vehicles. The U.S. Department of Defense is accused of punishing and suppressing individuals who dared to speak out and expose the truth. However, in the end, the whole truth still hasn't been brought to light. Hopefully the truth will be revealed soon, as we all have the right to know whether aliens are real or not. With that, it's time for Ta2V to bring this video to a close. Don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your perspective on UFO sightings. See you all in the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.